Hello guys, good evening. It's Friday evening as I'm filming this and I'm feeling very warm. Do you like all my warm lighting? I've got my lamp that's usually here. I've got that in front of me and then I've got a candle or two lit over here. So very warm, calming vibes. Today we're going to be talking about my New Year's plans.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for this new year. I feel very fresh, you know? So this video is probably gonna be a little lengthy and very chatty. No B-roll in this video. So get a drink, get a snack, settle in, get cozy. I've got a blanket on my lap and then I've also got a glass of wine. I'll show you. The wine I'm drinking is called Venetian Moon. It's a Pinot Grigio. This is from Trader Joe's and I'm obsessed with it. Cheers. Today we're going to be talking about 2026 plans and intentions and the framework that I've set for myself. It's going to be amazing. I do want to say a reminder though. I feel that it's very easy to fall into dread with the new year because all you're seeing on social media are people posting what they're doing, just as I am now. Their goals, their intentions, their little challenges that they're doing for themselves, how they're reinventing themselves, whatever. And it's very easy to fall into a spot where you feel that you're not doing enough or you feel that you're insecure about not having some grand plan for the new year. I know because I've been there in years past, and that's okay. That's so okay. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to reset. You don't have to rebrand. You don't have to make any sort of goals. You can just simply exist, and that's fine. So just be mindful while you're consuming this kind of content, especially on social media, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. Just don't let it get to you. Anyways, I just wanted to preface with saying that because you don't have to do simply anything for the new year. It could be just another day for you, and that is okay. 2025 was a rough year, I think, for everyone. What the fuck was happening in 2025, babe? I don't know. For me personally, I came out last April, so that was amazing and wonderful and lovely and great. The world as a whole, and especially politically, not so great, okay? We had a lot of dread, a lot of fear, and a lot of just the unknown, you know? And I feel like I've been consuming a little bit of content about the new year, and the common theme that I've been seeing is that people just want to make 2026 nostalgic. Like there's a whole thing going around where people are saying that it's the new 2016. People are wanting to feel optimistic about it. All these great things. And I think it's genuinely because we felt so much dread last year that we're just trying to get back any sort of happiness or hope core, whatever you call it, back into 2026 because, whew, that was rough. So we're not doing that this year, okay? We're not staying in the dread. We are starting anew, starting fresh, and just doing the damn thing, okay? So I have written out my New Year's plan. Don't read that, that's my journal. I've written out my New Year's plan right here. So let's just get into it. No more wasting time, right? Because this is already gonna be a little bit of a lengthy video, I fear. Okay, so two major themes that I'm feeling for 2026 for myself personally. One being that I want to nourish my brain. I want to feed my brain so much this year because doom scrolling on social media, one, has severely damaged my attention span, and two, a lot of times the content I'm consuming, it's just fluff, you know, most of the time. Now, that's not to say that a lot of things on TikTok or a lot of things on social media in general can be very helpful and you can learn a lot. Like, that is so true. You can learn so much on social media, especially TikTok. But I don't know, man. The brain rot is real, you know? So I'm fixing that in 2026, and I'll tell you how I'm doing that in a minute. The second thing that the second theme, I guess I should say, is a little bit strange. You're gonna think it's weird, or like, I don't know if it's even gonna make sense, but I'm gonna do my best to explain what the hell this is. So think of this visual. There's a mini version of me about this big living in my head, right? Little version of Aaliyah in my head. And this little mini version of myself is how I see myself, and she lives in my head. This version of myself in my head is very weird. She is very dark in like a gothic kind of vampiric way. She is very dark academia, you know, like, ugh. That's how I see myself. Walking down the street, somebody looking at me would not think that. But my interests are very dark academia, gothic, vampire, like all of those things are all of my interests. And I don't do a good job of presenting myself in such a way. This theme or this goal that I have for 2026 is very aesthetic leaning. It's not really like mindful or spiritual or crazy. But I want to portray myself how I see myself in my head, right? So like with my style, with my makeup and hair, with my hobbies, home decor, you know, like I just kind of want to round out myself, you know? Fuck, I was gonna make a point. What was my point? What was my point? My point to that was something that I forgot. Anyways, so I'm feeling 2026 as a very dark academia year, and I'll explain a little bit more about that in a second. I'm like looking at my notes. Oh, dark luxury is another key word or theme aesthetic that I'm trying to apply. And luxury not really meaning that it has to be super expensive, right? It can just, you can look luxurious and not spend a lot of money. You know, I just gotta find out how. Okay, so the biggest thing, my framework for the year is going to be a year of new things. So each month throughout the year, I'm going to be trying at least one new recipe, reading at least one new book, trying one new hobby, and researching one new topic. And I'm very excited. This is how I'm gonna nourish my brain this year, okay? I'm using my brain so hardcore in 2026. You don't even know. And this isn't to say that I'm limited to just one of each category. Obviously, I can read more than one book a month. I can try more than one new recipe, but at least one in each category. And say like I try a new hobby in February and I really like it, I can keep going throughout the month or throughout the year. At least I have to try one new thing each month. And it's awesome because then in December, I'm equipped with all of these skills and all of this knowledge, new hobbies. Like it's just gonna be so amazing and I can't wait. I have a lot of books on my TBR that I'm trying to get through. As soon as I get my Kindle, listen, side note, I've ordered a new Kindle. I've upgraded mine from Amazon, and it's been taking forever to get here. Absolutely forever. I ordered it Christmas Day, and it's still not here. And I've chatted with customer service about it, and they assure me that it's coming Sunday. I swear to God, if it's not here Sunday, I'm gonna flip a freaking table. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding, because I gave my old one to my friend. I gifted it to her. So I've been without a Kindle for a week, and it's just, I'm going through withdrawals about it, okay? I know that's very 21st century problem, but I want it, okay? I have a cute case for it. Let me show you. Look how beautiful that is. It's got my initials on it. Like, I need it so bad. But anyways, I've got a lot of books on my TBR that I want to get through. And I'm really excited because I started reading in November, and since November I have read 5 books, I think, which is crazy for me. That's absolutely crazy. So if you want me to do a video on my TBR, I definitely can. It's a long list. The one new recipe a month I'm really excited about too, because I need to cook more. Living by myself, I do a lot of frozen like skillet meals, or I'll just do like mac and cheese or a pasta or something that I can just pop in the air fryer or the microwave. I don't really get super creative, and I think that's because I fear having so much leftovers and like it going to waste, because I don't like wasting food. I'll find a workaround, right? So I'm excited about that. that'll be fun. If you have any recommendations for recipes I should try, please leave them in the comments. I'd love to know your favorites. I have a huge Pinterest board. Well, it's not huge, but I'm starting it. One thing so I'm gonna tell you all of the different hobbies that I want to try and all of the topics that I want to research. But one thing I do want to say is that throughout this process, this is kind of me trying to get detached from my smartphone. And I don't want to say just screen time in general, because I still am using my Kindle. That is technically a screen, and I still will be using my iPad a lot. But my iPad, I watch YouTube videos on it, I color. And that's really it. I don't scroll. Really, I'm just trying to not have my smartphone feel that it has to be on my person or feel like a literal extra limb on my body. Does that make sense? I saw a video this morning about a girl talking about how she's moving away from her smartphone, and she described it as a vape or like a cigarette. And it truly is. Like, your phone there's no difference. It's just the same. You're itching for that next hit. And so you go tap the screen to see if there's a notification, or you get on it for 2 seconds to scroll. Like, it's bad. It's bad. So I'm trying to limit my smartphone use a lot, and especially social media, because I could go on a whole soapbox about how social media has ruined us. I'll spare you, but yeah. So let's get into the list of hobbies that I want to try. I created this last night. I will still probably add to it as I think of ideas. And like I said, I don't have to be confined to just trying one new hobby a month. I can double up, triple up, whatever, however I feel. So the first hobby on my list is RPG journals. I just found out about this a couple of days ago, and I think it's such a cool concept. RPG is role-playing games. So it's basically a journal with all of these prompts that you fill out. That's kind of like, for example, you're creating a character and you fill out the prompts based on this character you've created, and it goes through a story. Like, you go on adventures or do whatever, and you're writing down your answers. So it gets you away from the screens, and it's just, I don't know, it just seems so much fun. So I'm definitely going to try that out. Embroidery, which I did try embroidery a couple weekends ago. I'll insert a picture. Really relaxing. I really did enjoy it, so I definitely want to try more of that. Writing. I used to love writing in school, mainly like writing stories and whatnot, and I was pretty fucking good at it. I'm just gonna say. And so I would love to pick that up again and try and see if I still got it. The next one is random archery. I've got to have some sort of outdoor hobby on this list. Why not? I have free will. I want to learn archery. I can. Fuck it. I would also like to learn about mixology and kind of like get into that. That seems really fun. It does kind of seem expensive though, so we'll see. Piano is a hobby on my list, which when I was younger, I did take piano lessons, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I'd like to pick that up again and see if I still have a little bit of basic knowledge about it. Chess. I would love to learn chess. Chess confuses the heck out of me anytime I see someone play it. So I really want to dive in and kind of really learn how to play it, because I think that's so sexy. I'm just saying, it is. If you're like, yeah, I can play chess, that's hot, dude. Like, seriously, that's crazy. Flower pressing, I would love to do that. That's really beautiful, and like putting them in a shadow box. Oh, that'd be so cute. Miniatures, I've been looking at miniature kits here lately on Amazon, and I really want to try that. There's some really cute ones. Magic, I want to learn at least one magic trick in 2026, because that is such a cool little party trick or a little tidbit of information. You know, what am I saying? This wine, man. I just think that would be so cool to like throw out at somebody like, oh yeah, I know a magic trick, and just blow their minds. Oh, that would be so cool. So I definitely want to try that. Air dry clay. I'd love to make little coasters or a little trinket dish or magnet, which my best friend has some air dry clay, so she can kind of help me out with that. Scrapbooking, I'd love to scrapbook. I've really never tried it before. My mom used to do it when I was younger, and she was really good at it, so I might get her help. But I just think it's so pretty and so unique. Like, you can make it so you. And I want like a scrapbook of me and my group of friends. I want a scrapbook of just me and like my animals in my life. I just think that would be so fun. So I definitely want to do that. Bobbin lace. Yeah. Making lays? How cool. What a freaking cool skill to have. So I'm definitely trying that one out. Got that one from a friend. And then sourdough is the last one on the list. And that's the one I'm most nervous about because I've heard it's pretty difficult. But one of my best friends makes it all the time and she's very, very good at it. So I'm going to recruit her to help me. If you have any suggestions on hobbies, like niche, weird hobbies, please let me know because this list is ever growing. Okay, so now the thing I'm most excited to talk about, and that is my learning or research topics. My ice maker, do you hear that? It's just like, hold please, I guess. Anyways, my ice maker's going in the background, just fucking forget it. Because I'm not waiting for it to go. It's taking forever. Anyways, the thing I'm most excited to talk to you guys about are my research topics. I am a Virgo, in case you didn't tell that already by this video. You'll definitely know with this little bit, okay? So my topics. I'm trying to feed my brain, right? Gain more knowledge on these like little niche subjects. I miss learning in school so much, like really I do, but I want to pick the subjects, right? And so that's what I'm doing. I've seen a lot of people online doing this and creating like personal curriculums for themselves. So I'm like, yeah, I can do that as well. Thank you very much. So I'm going to make a monthly curriculum for myself. I have a template that I found on Canva. I'll insert a picture of January's right here. It's just one sheet. It's nothing super extensive or anything. I definitely will be doubling up topics some months because there are too many that I want to learn about. There's so much knowledge that I want. Okay, so on this curriculum sheet, as you can see, I can link it below as well, I think, right? I can share it. I'll figure that out. I'll put it in the description, hopefully. If it's not in the description, comment and let me know how to do that because that means I didn't know how to do it. But anyways, as you can see, we have the month, we have the course, the concentration, course objectives, main focus, my goals are, I am excited to learn, and media to consume. So, lots of fun little categories. I'm going to make one for each month, or for each topic, really. And, oh my god, dude. My cat freaking unplugged the lamp. Why does this always happen to me? Last time I tried to make a video for my friends, I wasn't uploading it anywhere. I was pulling tarot cards, and I pulled the Tower card, and behind me in the hallway, my cat gate fell over for like no reason. I didn't even see one of the cats over there. Scared the fucking shit out of me, and so did that. I'm sick of it. So the media to consume box is my favorite because I'm going to be including not just digital content, but also books as well. So I'm going to be visiting my local library, finding books on these topics if I can. But other than that, finding documentaries, YouTube videos, podcast episodes, just different media to consume throughout the month on a specific topic. By the end of the month, I'm going to have so much more knowledge on a topic. I can do what I want to do with that knowledge, I guess. I really haven't thought that far ahead. I don't know if I'm like testing myself or if I'm writing a paper. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just sharing with you guys. But even if I don't do anything with it at the end of the month, I have all the knowledge up here in my noggin. So let's get into the topics because I'm really excited. They're all very niche. Some of them are very weird. Dark academia vibes. Okay, let's fucking get into it. So the only month I have scheduled is January's, obviously because it is January. And the topic for January is poisonous plants. Yeah. That's fascinating. And I might extend it to just poison in general. That's so cool. Like, I would love to learn about poison. Yeah. And so January, I'm learning all about poisonous plants. So that's pretty exciting. Other topics I have on my list are as follows. Folk Catholicism, which I didn't know what this was until my friend told me about it. Super, super old Catholicism, basically. Someone on Reddit said that folk Catholicism is the Catholicism of the people. It includes devotional and spiritual practices that developed through the Catholic culture. So I myself personally am not a religious person. I'm more of a spiritual person, but Catholicism has always intrigued me because it's just, it's so old and it's so rich, and from what I hear, it is the most like open-minded of the religions that are out there. And so really I'd love to learn more about that. Filmmaking is something I'd love to learn more about. I wouldn't call myself an expert on films by any means, but I do know a lot about the film world. Movies are kind of my thing. But I would love to dive deeper into like the technicalities of the process of filmmaking, right? Camera, ratio aspects, lighting, special effects, like all of those niche technical things, you know? I've recently discovered that there are dark feminine archetypes. There are 7 of them, I believe. Hold on. Yeah. So maiden, mother, sage, huntress, lover, mystic, and queen, each representing different facets of feminine energy like innocence, nurturing, wisdom, independence, passion, intuition, and leadership. So cool. I really had no idea about any of that, so I'm very intrigued to learn those archetypes and find out which one I am. Gothic media. So this is like old literature, Gothic themed movies, plays even, just any sort of Gothic media throughout history. Latin. I'm not trying to learn Latin, but I'd love to study a little bit of it, especially like the history of it. I just think it's so cool. Like, it's such an old language, and so many words now modern day derive from Latin. It's just crazy. That's a crazy language, man. The history of anime. I am a big anime lover. I don't know if I've mentioned that in a video, but I do love anime so much. And so I'd like to go back in time and research the history of it, how it started, what were the first animes, you know, like, I would love that. Pirates, like pirates throughout history and how it morphed into modern day pirates. Pirates are so fascinating. Come on. The Conclave. What? How are you not interested in the Conclave? That's so interesting. Like, it is. It really is. And I watched the Pope be announced live. It's so crazy. It's so mysterious, so secretive. I love it. Nocturnal animals. I was just going to do the bat specifically because that is my favorite animal and my spirit animal at the moment. But I thought, why confine it to just bats and just do nocturnal animals in general? So interesting. Women in science, specifically women throughout history in science that kind of had like groundbreaking discoveries, I guess is the word. The plague. I'd love to learn more about the plague. Are you kidding? It's so crazy. Classical music. Listen, the theme of 2026 is obviously dark academia, very like gothic, dark. So I've been listening to a lot of classical music. I've got a playlist on Spotify. I'll link it below of all of my favorites. It's like 4 hours long. Amazing. So I'd love to kind of research more into classical music. I know that's very broad, but I'll figure out my niche once I get there. Poetry, that's also very broad, but I haven't really ever studied poetry in my life, so I'd like to look into it. The Egyptians are very, very interesting. There was a lot going on with them. So cool. Kinks throughout history. Sorry, that's a little inappropriate. But I would be so fascinated to learn if there is any research done about sexual kinks throughout history or just sex in general throughout history, just because it's such a taboo topic. Well, it's not anymore, but it was such a taboo topic in history. I would just love to learn more about that. And then the last topic I have on my list is mortuary science. And that is what you have to study to be a mortician. Listen, I'm not going to explain that one. I've just always been interested, okay? It's whatever. So those are the topics that I'm going to be researching throughout the year. I'm very excited. I can give you guys little updates and give you guys some knowledge on each of these if you are interested. Just let me know. We're going to have a fun time in 2026. You know, like, we just are. We just are. We're going to fucking be smarter. We're going to be sexier. We're going to live. And this wine is like really making me feel great. Anyways, guys, I feel like I did not do a very good job of having structure in this video. It was very rambly and very chatty, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. I'd love to know what you're planning for 2026. Are you trying to stay off your smartphone more? Are you trying to kick social media? Are you trying to read more? Like, what are your plans? I'm excited, okay? That's just all I can say. And I hope that you're excited too. Even if you, like I said, if you don't have a fucking big grand scheme plan, that is okay. We're just living LIVIN, baby. If this is your first time finding me, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it was so like fucking rambly, and it was the wine. You can blame it on the wine. I'm not normally like this. But I hope you stick around, subscribe, join the family. We have a good time over here, me and my like 3 people. Before I let you go, I do want to say in regards to creating things, YouTube, podcast, whatever, I feel that a reason I neglect certain creative projects is because I go into the mindset of thinking, what if this is going to be my job one day? Okay? How do I get this to be my job? Okay? That's just been ingrained in me, and I think fucking social media put that in my brain because I see all of these content creators making their full-time job content creation and making money from their videos, and that's always been my mindset. And so then when I try to actually start and I start to get into it, it starts to feel like a job. Of course, because I'm trying to pump out content. I tell myself I'm going to do 1 podcast episode a week. That's fucking crazy, Aaliyah. Like, that's totally unrealistic. So I'm reframing my idea of content creation. I'm going to upload YouTube videos when I want to, when the creativity strikes me. I'm not going to have a set schedule as of right now. My podcast, I really want to get back into doing. It's called Aaliyah After Dark. It's all about spooky things. I'm going to try to do 1 episode a month or 1 episode every other week, just because that way I can have more time to research and make more lengthy episodes, and I'm excited about it. It's going to be great. My first episode for January is going to be with one of my best friends, and it's going to be an interview with a witch. So that's going to be fun. Look out for that. I'll post a link in the comments or in the description so that you can go over to Spotify or Apple Podcasts and follow that. That would mean the world to me. And I don't know. I keep saying it, but I'm just excited. I have a good feeling about 2026, and I hope you do too. But anyways, guys, this is where I leave you. So I hope you have a good rest of your night, day, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you guys in my next video.